start here for you. Mthatha in the Eastern Cape is abuzz with Youth Day activities. President Cyril Ramaphosa will be delivering the main address at Mthatha Stadium. This after visiting St. John's College for the city's 4th Industrial Revolution Expo. eNCA reporter Govan Whittles is joining us from Mthatha now to give us more details. Govan, tell me how it's looking where you are.
Thank you, Maseko. Joining you live again from the Mthatha Stadium, and obviously we're outside the main marquee where there is an exhibition happening in a number of government departments. Similar scenes to what we've seen at the presidential Mbizo. They're obviously trying to engage with the youth, offer them opportunities, also take details, gather some data. And this is a government event. They're celebrating or commemorating the 1976 uprisings in Soweto, but we're more interested to hear from South Africa's youth, how they feel about the country, whether they're hopeful, what their lived experiences. Let's do just that. Let's start with you, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Just tell us your name and tell us your experience of being a young person in South Africa.
Good morning, South Africa. My name is Mthatha. My experience for being a future, I've experienced a lot for being a youth.
What kind of issues are you going through on a day-to-day basis? Do you have a job? Are you studying? What are you hoping for?
No, I'm unemployed. I'm hoping to be a lawyer one day. But it's hard. It's very hard. I've passed my matric in 2017. I've been struggling to go far with my studies. I've been struggling financially. So what I need right now is some kind of a job so that I can go further with my studies.
All right, let's move on here. It's your friend joining you as well. Tell us your name, sir, and what kind of issues you've been going through.
Molweni kulentsasa ndinguyandani igama mongameli apha eMthatha kungabe umsebenzi into zomsebenzi ziphelela apha elokishini nale ezilalini koqunu ukuya komatyeni enqini sineetim pha abantwana abancinci abakwazi udlala bhola baphelele ezilalini. Enkosi Mhlekazi.
Thank you so much. We'll try to speak to as many people as possible, ma'am. You also have experiences that you've gone through as a young person in South Africa. What has it been like?
Hello guys, I'm Mthatha. It's not easy. It's not easy, but you have to push. You have to push, or you try to make something like businesses. Yes, we are unemployed. Thank you.
Ma'am, what kind of opportunities do young people have here in Mthatha or outside of Mthatha in the Eastern Cape?
All right. My name is Onguya Ukumganigazi. They are so limited in Mthatha. They are so limited, but we're trying as much as we can, the co-ops and everything, so that the youth may prosper. But in terms of education, we're still failing behind because our schools are collapsing and they are closing because of the numbers that are very few from the rural areas. So as I am the youth, I'm 30 years old, but I've never worked anywhere. Anything that I do is because of my hands. So I'm not employed. We are unemployable. I have graduated, but I don't have a job. So everything that I do is because of my hand. I'm in the entertainment industry just to make something for myself and other people in my life.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Look, that sounds like it's an uphill battle for youth in the Eastern Cape. You feel hopeful as a young person, sir?
As a young person, I would like to complain as myself. As she said, as the youth of Mthatha, we're not receiving anything. We make our living for our own self. As she said, she's in the entertainment world. So now I'm in the entertainment world helping her and such and many things. So in Mthatha, we have limited services. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We'll finish it now by bringing in the chairperson of the National Youth Development Agency, Mr. Wasim Karim. Thank you so much for your time. Wasim, a lot of despondent youth here, also a lot of youth that have gone through almost everything to try and put something on the table. As the National Youth Development Agency, you're supposed to create opportunities to decrease youth unemployment. Just to reflect on that, you think you're hitting that target?
So I think, Govan, unemployment has been a challenge in South Africa for a long time, yeah? And I think government as a whole is committed to addressing the employment issue. Of course, we've been impacted by COVID-19, the July unrest, the floods in this province and KwaZulu-Natal, and therefore government has a number of strategies which are in place, right? President Ramaphosa today will reflect over the 12 months what we've done for young people. Just to touch on some highlights, the Teachers Assistant Program, which placed close to 300,000 young men and women, majority women, in our public schools. They're earning at the national minimum wage. They spend that money in local economies. Today, the President will officially open and revitalize National Youth Service Program, another 50,000 opportunities which are being rolled out by the NYDA. So we see the crisis, and we are putting and maximizing resources as much as possible to address that crisis.
But it doesn't seem to be working, does it? The President himself acknowledges that while they create about 300,000 jobs a year, there's about 700,000 new people coming into the workforce. So there is a massive shortfall, and clearly it isn't working because youth unemployment keeps rising. What do you think we should do differently as South Africans?
So I think one is we have to also accept that the issues in the economy are structural, right? So we have to focus on the structural issues associated with energy security, the problems at our ports, our transportation system, and a lot of that work is being addressed through the government structures, right? But that isn't to say that 300,000 or 50,000, those numbers are better than zero, right? And once you start to put incomes and jobs into households, you start to improve household outcomes, yeah? So I also think that we shouldn't say to young people, wait for the economy to grow. There's many strategies that we can put in place in the interim to make sure that their lives are better, right? While we focus on the political economy and focus on growing this economy to really take our young people out of the depths of poverty and inequality.
Thank you so much. That's Wasim Karim. He's the chairperson of the NYDA, and you would have noticed during that live crossing that there are groups of young people at almost every stall here at the exhibition just outside of the National Youth Day celebrations venue. That's because they're all desperate not only to get their hands on some of the giveaways, some of the pamphlets, some of the bags and the water bottles, but also to leave their details with these officials, hoping that they'll get placement for some sort of internship or a job, hopefully a permanent one that will take them out of the long line of unemployed young people in South Africa. We'll bring you more information and more guests from the government and the young people in Mthatha and other parts of the Eastern Cape as the day progresses. And when the President arrives here, we'll be here to tell you exactly how he was received and what he said to the young people in South Africa. It's back to you for now.
All right, Govan Whittles in Mthatha. Let's leave it there for now.